So if you think about over-consuming carbs relative to your tolerance, it's a bit like filling up your gas tank. You need to have gas in your tank, but if you just kept the tank on and gas is squirting all over the place, that's not a good situation, especially if you have a spark somewhere. And that's what's happening with a lot of individuals. They're already tapped, their carb tank is full, and they're continuing to eat more carbs, and there's nowhere else for carbs to go. If you can't store it and you can't burn it, you can't store it as glycogen rather, and you can't burn it, the only other alternative pathway is to convert it to fat. And that really sets you up for a lot of metabolic problems. So, in summary, that's kind of my main point. It's the overconsumption of carbohydrate that exceeds an individual's tolerance. So it's not some magical number. It's different for everybody, and even within a person, it changes over the lifespan, as Grant very appropriately stated. So it is individual, but that inability to oxidize the incoming level of carbohydrate is the fundamental problem that underlies obesity and insulin resistance and all its secondary manifestations. So that's why low carb works. We don't understand exactly all the details of how low carb works, but it's really that simple. I mean, it's correcting that overconsumption of carbs, and when you do that, a lot of these bad things get better, especially for individuals with insulin resistance. So I'm just going to leave you with this slide because this really, my point here is that it's just how important this is, because in the United States, for example, again, as I said earlier, we have 2/3 of Americans overweight. So it's likely most of those individuals are insulin resistant at some level. So we're talking about not even tens of millions of people. That's incredibly conservative. More like hundreds of millions of people in the U.S. And this is worldwide. There's no continent that's really escaped this this problem. So worldwide, we're talking about hundreds of millions of people who would be much better suited for a low-carb diet. I was just reading in China that they have over 100 million people with type 2 diabetes, and just under 500 billion people with pre-diabetes in China alone. So the numbers are staggering here, folks, in terms of the good that can be done and the people that we can help. Just by manipulating diet. So thank you for your time. I hope there was some new information in there that you were able to absorb and carry forward. Thank you very much.